What's going on, y'all? Bulletproof Blambo here, your one-stop shop for everything fighting and fitness. We here with the first video of the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to Dan Hooker's interview before his fight with Arman Tsarukyan at UFC Qatar. I'm excited to hear what he has to say. Is he confident? Does he think he's gonna win? That's the question. We're about to find out.
Pick 'em up, take 'em to the moon, to the fucking thing. I'm riding through New York, finna go and shoot New Jersey up. Tryna take my chain, they ain't going. We gon' come and blow New Jersey up. You want something? Hurry up, Try to rob, bitch, we 30'd up. Just like volcanoes, bitch, I'm curried up. Cheese in my pockets, velvet up. Hey, I'm a gorilla.
Without further ado, let's get into this reaction, man. Danny boy, let's see how you feeling, brother.
Hey Oscar, hi Dan. I feel like this whole fight with Arman, may be one of the longest running in your career. It feels like it's been a long time coming. Now you're finally here, a few days away. Are you excited to put your hands on this man that you allegedly hate so much?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel like Dan Hooker, he seemed like he plays it real nice, but bro, if you mess with Dan Hooker, he'll bust you up, bro. I don't know. That's just like how I feel, bro. Like he seem like the type of friend you want to go party with, but he don't seem like somebody that you really want to mess with, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I hate a lot of people.
I hate a lot of people. See what I tell you, bro.
All of that's kind of fading away now. Like as the fight draws closer, obviously we don't like each other, but a lot of that's just fading away as we draw closer. I'm just excited for the event. I'm excited for the moment. I'm excited to get out there and to just take it from him. He's the number one contender. He's the next in line for a title shot. I'm going out there to steal it. I'm going out to rob this man.
You said after your fight with Gamrot that you wanted the hardest path to the title, and you said Arman would be the hardest path. Is that still the goal here? Beat him and go straight into world title shot and world contention?
That's why I called him out. That's why I pursued this fight.
I think Dan Hooker can still
I've
get
been
the
getting
title.
asked all week. They're like, how did you feel when this fight
I think you can get
came
the title,
across your
Danny.
desk? It's like, bro, I flew to UFC Perth and I nagged Hunter Campbell and I nagged Sean Shelby to give me this fight. I said, please, let me slap the shit out of this man. Let me... I said, I know you guys don't like him either. I said, then let me get him out of the way. I said, I got rid of Gamrot. I said, now let me get rid of Arman and give me a damn title shot.
When you got to see him yesterday, right, you did your face-off. I mean, you've done a lot of those. I don't know how much you can take away from it, but when you finally got to see him, experience that in person, did you get anything from it?
That's kind of what I loved when he extended his arm to my chin, and I said, think of my trousers is longer than your arms, mate. I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, so I kind of laughed. He's got I've got a pretty big reach advantage out there.
So obviously, the strategy.
But is it just me, bro? Is it just me, or does it feel like everybody hates Arman Tsarukyan, bro? I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because he pulled out of that championship fight with Islam Makhachev and Moicano had to step in. I think from what I heard, Moicano got a bag from stepping in, so that's what's up. That's cool to hear. But I don't know. It don't really seem like Arman's trying to play this like antagonist role, but that's like where everybody's put him, bro. Like he got like this aura around him that's just like, I don't know if it's toxic. I don't know if like there's some stuff going on behind the scenes that nobody wants to talk about, bro. But to me, it just seems like people don't really get it. They don't really get on with Arman Tsarukyan, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Dan Hooker over here talking about like, yeah, I don't like him. I can't wait to put paws on him. Crazy.
Implement is wrestle heavy, come out and wrestling. I can't imagine you train so specifically for that, but curious where you see your advantages in this and where you see his disadvantages.
Yeah, like that's the beauty of he's come out and said that he's going to wrestle and make me tired. But that's the beautiful thing about wrestling is you're going to make both of us tired. Now we're just both tired, but there's one thing I can do, and that's fight tired. Obviously, if we're on the feet, we're at long range. There's nothing he can do about it. I feel like a chip away. Mid range, he don't want a bar of that. So that's really either stay right out of distance or grab a hold of me. These are his only two options. But it's an easy fight for the fans to follow. Feet on ground, going good.
That's one thing you gotta give to Dan Hooker, bro. If there's one thing we know about Dan Hooker is he will fight you to the end, bro. Dan Hooker loves to fight. I don't say loves, but he's more than willing to fight you gassed out, bro. You think back to his fight with Dustin Poirier, even like his earlier fights, like with Edson Barbosa, bro was eating hella shots, kept coming forward. And if y'all think like I a bunch of people were talking about that fight, like how Dan Hooker got finished in that fight, but bro, he went out on his shield, bro. You know what I'm saying? His body, he didn't have nothing left, bro. It's a testament to like how much heart he had. If you think Edson Barboza is an easy fight, it's not an easy fight, bro. I'm here to tell you that is not an easy fight. Edson Barboza he will sock on anybody, bro. That is a hard fight for anybody, bro. Even some of Dan Hooker's most recent fights with Jalen Turner, and he broke Jalen Turner. He was losing, I think he broke what was it, his arm or something, and he still broke Jalen Turner's will. Like Dan Hooker is a serious, he's a serious fighter. It's a hard fight, bro. Even like his fight with Gamrot, broke Gamrot. He's like one of those fighters where like he kind of like feels you out a little bit. He'll feel you out a little bit, and then in the second round, third round, he gonna start putting it on and like really putting on the pressure on you. That's why I like Dan Hooker, because he's gonna be there from rounds 3 to 5, bro. He gonna put paws on you from round 3 to 5, bro. You probably not gonna knock him out, bro. I think Arnold Allen got gifted a KO. I'm pretty sure Arnold Allen was the one that got dropped in that fight, in that little exchange they had in the first round. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time I really seen Dan Hooker, besides the Michael Chandler fight. That's the only fight I really seen Dan Hooker get like popped, like get rocked, and the fight got called. But other than that, you better be bringing some real skill to keep Dan Hooker off you, bro. It's a bad man right there. I ain't gonna lie.
Feet in the air, not going good.
And lastly, we've got a few familiar faces going around the hotel. Paddy Pimblett, who had some issues with some things you said before. Islam Makhachev.
I say so much shit.
Paddy always starting some beef, bro.
These days.
Are we all right? You and Paddy?
Yeah.
I remember he said that you were full of shit or something. You should eat shit.
I know he said I sucked at jiu-jitsu, but it's like, bro, I'm not going to lose sleep over that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's worse things that someone can say, I seen him yesterday.
And Islam? We're still good with Islam?
Well, that's the thing about pissing other people off. It's not really, I pissed them off. So then it's like, you don't piss someone off and then beat them up. It's like you piss them off and then it's your move.
Dan, hi.
Yo.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't seen you in a while in the octagon, actually. And come Saturday night, any big changes or some significant improvements that we can expect from you?
Always. Yeah, I feel like in the last couple of years, I made some pretty big improvements in my game. I just haven't been able to, just due to injuries, haven't been able to showcase them, but I've still been in the gym. Getting better and plugging holes, so definitely.
Thank you. And I think a lot of people have often viewed you as just an action fighter. Somebody who's like oriented on like delivering the so-called bangers, the cool fights and stuff. But would you say that right now you're more focused on like just getting that title? That's like the main goal?
Well, that's why I wanted this fight. It's because you reach a certain stage of your career and you achieve all these smaller goals that you set out for yourself. You know, when you first, I just wanted to be a UFC fighter, then you achieve that. And then I wanted to get some cool knockouts and get some bonuses, and I got that. And then you want to be in the rankings, and you want to be in the main event. So it's like you set new goals. And the only goal...
Yeah, when you really think about it, Dan Hooker been in the UFC for a long time, bro.
Is be the title. And it's, I'm in that position now. It's like, do you want to
What,
be
like 10 years, 8 years? Long. He's a veteran. I remember when I first heard Dan Hooker. I think it was when he fought Gilbert Burns. He didn't have like 15 fights since then, bro. That's crazy.
There's also a belt for fun guys, actually, and it happens to be in your division.
Fuck, I completely forgot about the BMF.
Is that something that you would entertain, obviously?
Bro, if you gonna give anybody the BMF title, bro, there's only like 3 people I could really think that really should be competing for that title. And number 1 on that list, I mean, obviously you got Justin Gaethje, right? But he just lost for the title, the BMF title. But the next runner-up, bro, honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight, bro. I would not mind seeing Max Holloway versus Dan Hooker, bro. I think that's a banger fight, bro. I think that's a banger fight. If there's anybody in the UFC that deserves a BMF title shot, it's Dan Hooker, bro. It is Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker is that's a bad man, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And that would be that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That would just be a banger fight, bro. You just know some bombs will be dropped in that fight, bro. They both got a kind of like a similar style. Keep it long, but they'll bang with you in the pocket if they need to. UFC, hey. I ain't trying to play matchmaker right now, but hey, if the shoe fits, man.
You get arm raised against Aman, you're getting the title shot. You know, that's the beauty of there being two titles in that division. Yeah, I beat Aman, I can walk in and fight for the BMF or the undisputed title, but it'll be one of those fights.
Okay, and
I completely forgot about that. Why has no one asked me that all week?
I cannot believe that. Are you joking?
That's the first time it was brought up the BMF.
That is
I had
crazy.
completely forgot about it.
That is crazy.
It is a fun guy championship.
Yeah. Actually, I think, you're one of those very rare people who I think everyone can agree that deserves to fight for that. But actually,
For sure.
when you and I talked before, you mentioned that your losses to Islam and Chandler kind of bothered you, and as any loss, you would like to get that one back, those back. Well, Islam is no longer in the division, and I don't know if yours and Chandler paths.
Gotta run back the Chandler fight, bro.
Cross again, but
Gotta run that fight back.
I know it's not the
I think
same,
Chandler got lucky with that one. I ain't gonna lie.
Defeat Arman because of the stylistic similarities. Do you feel like that victory would kind of scratch that itch a little bit and just kind of prove it to yourself and to others just how much you've improved as a fighter? I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. I was following. I don't feel like I really have anything to prove to anyone else. I'm not really in the position where I have to prove anything to anyone. I know the sport. I know what I'm capable of. It's just going out there and being myself, and I can beat any of these fighters on the face of the planet. So it's it's just been a lot of hard work. I've everyone's seen my journey through the UFC. They've seen the losses. They've seen me picking myself back up and stick it out a lot longer than a lot of other fighters have. So it'll just be cool. It'll just be one for the guys that it'll just go to show that if you just keep working hard and picking yourself back up, that you can achieve the success that you set out for.
Just wondering if you've seen the latest updates to the rankings that they were published yesterday, and if you have, what are your thoughts about that?
I didn't see it. What was it?
Well, there's some certain changes. Paddy Pimblett is not right now in top 5.
Fuck, that's how?
Not sure.
Nah, they must be giving him a title shot, eh? They must be cherry picking him a title shot. Nah, fuck. It is what it is.
Do you pay attention to that at all?
Nah. Like, it is what it is. They're just numbers.
And just one last for me. You did one of the interviews and you said that sometimes, on the night of the fight, Dan Hooker shows up. And sometimes it's some other guy that shows up,
Say the word. Say the word.
But when Dan Hooker shows up, that's the one that I would like to focus on. Who is that Dan Hooker, if you can tell us?
Dangerous, brother. Dangerous. Can knock people out. Yeah, I'm confident, man. I'm confident coming into this weekend and Saturday night that I've got this covered.
Thank you. Good luck.
Hey Dan, if you win this fight, I think you'll become one of the contenders for the title fight. How do you see your chance against Topuria? We know he had some knockout power, but you have tough chin. So,
the goal would not be.
He said, "Yeah, tough chin."
Clipped on the chin. Yeah, obviously.
I ain't gonna lie, Dan Hooker, out of most
just using your
fighters,
length
he probably
and
takes
knees and elbows and
a lot of punches. Like,
fight. I think that's just a good fight.
Like, I don't know how to explain it,
Out
bro.
of the first round.
Like, out of most fighters in the UFC that you picture in your mind, I legitimately feel like Dan Hooker is one of those fighters, bro, where like if you really picture like his defense in your mind, or like you could go back and look at his fights, but you could just picture it like he don't really fight with his hands up. I don't very often I don't really ever see him block punches like with the guard up traditionally. Like the way he fights, bro, is like kind of hands down by his by his torso, like just ready to squabble, bro. And that's a fun way to fight. Like he was saying, that's a fun way to fight because it's like to the casual eye, they don't see that as like the way to fight, bro. They don't see that. They see that as like, oh, this guy's creative, They see that, oh, this guy he's different, But that's just the way he fights. Like Yuri Prochazka is kind of like another good example. Like a lot of these guys that we associate with being fun fighters, they have this kind of risk taker kind of like factor to their fighting style. Like Michael Venom Page, Dan Hooker fits into that category. Like I said, Yuri Prochazka. It's interesting to watch, bro, but the downside to that is you're going to take a lot of hits to your face, bro. And Dan Hooker is one of those guys, bro, he definitely takes a lot of blows, bro. I ain't going to lie. I am not going to lie about that.
That's a wild fight.
Thank you. Good luck.
Wait, did he say he could get him out of there in round one?
Good fight. I think that's just a good fight. I don't see that fight coming out of the first round. I think that's a wild fight.
Who?
Using your length and knees and elbows and stuff, it'll be a good fight. I think that's just a good fight. I don't see that fight coming out of the first round. I think that's a wild fight.
Thank you.
Whoa.
The goal would not be to get not clipped on the chin. Yeah, obviously.
Good luck.
Hey Dan, if you win this fight, I think you'll become one of the contenders for the title fight. How do you see your chance against Topuria? We know he had some knockout power, but you have tough chin. So
he said he could get Topuria out of there in the first round.
Would not be to get not clipped on the chin. Yeah, obviously. Just using your length and knees and elbows and stuff, it'll be a good fight. I think that's just a good fight. I don't see that fight coming out of the first round. I think that's
oh my
that's
God.
A wild fight.
Yo, Dan Hooker's a wild boy for that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Topuria in the first round, man.
You stayed pretty relevant on
some
top
confidence,
contender,
but
one of the
that's a tough fight, bro. I
toughest
know you'll get
division
him
of
out
the
of there
UFC.
first, but
What's the biggest key to your longevity?
I would like to see that fight too.
Yeah,
Topuria versus Dan Hooker. That's a banger,
Like,
bro. Because you know they both come in with the stand up.
Confront and be honest with yourself. About where you went wrong is the longer it takes you to get back up. A lot of fighters, they lose one or two fights and they just stay down in the dumps, and it's like, well, the only person you're hurting in the long run is yourself. So just dust yourself off, get back on the horse.
Hi Dan, over here. Arman had a peace offer for you in his recent interview. Said that he will say hello to you or Ilya if you run into each other at the
Man.
hotel. So after that, do you still hate him?
I seen him yesterday. Yeah, fuck. This is what it is. I get paid on Saturday to kick him in the head. I'm gonna kick him in the head at the bloody pigeon. the bloody pigeon lookout.
All right, man. Hey, that was a tough interview by Dan Hooker. He seems confident. I don't know. He seems confident. He seems relaxed. He seemed like he ready to go in there and break bones. He ready to go in there and break Arman Tsarukyan in later rounds. I think if he has a chance to win this fight, it's gonna be to take Arman Tsarukyan into the deep waters. If he can do that, man, Arman Tsarukyan gonna have a tough time in the 4th or 5th round, bro. Cause don't forget, Dan Hooker will bang with you. He will slob some hooks on you, but he's a sniper, bro. He's a sniper. I think his best bet is to. I don't think he should go blow for blow with Arman. Arman has some power to him for sure, like what we saw when he fought Beneil. But I think Dan Hooker's best shot is in the later rounds for sure. You know, it seems to be like there's some bad blood going, so I can see them trading heavy in the beginning, but I don't think that'll work out to Dan Hooker's favor, bro. I'm gonna be honest. You know, especially coming throwing all sorts of wild stuff. The takedowns there. You know, Arman always has that takedown threat. He's an elite level wrestler. You know, if you can grapple with Charles, we just saw what Charles did to Gamrot. If you can grapple with Charles, you could grapple with the best of them, bro. You know, so I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. But I'm gonna get out of here. Hey, y'all stay bulletproof, ready for combat, anytime, anywhere. Stay positive, stay motivated. Hey, stay inspired, baby.